What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Keep It 1K, and today I will be doing a May 26th recap. Pretty much just going over the trades that I took today and the trades that I had going into today, right? So, first things first, I just wanted to explain that I had a lotto from yesterday. I rarely play these. I don't really play them too much, just because they are a huge risk. But I went ahead and had the snow puts yesterday, right? So a lot of put flow, and I just decided to play it, right? I've been watching it for a minute, and I just had this gut feeling that it was going to come down, right? So I went ahead and played this yesterday going into today, and you can see that we had a nice gap down overnight, right? So we kind of pumped. I know we touched around 112, and at open we were around this one. I believe it was like this 118 area, right? So I went ahead and sold it open just because most of the time I see a lot of ERs pump right after, and you can see that's what it did today, especially with how the market was today. So I went ahead and took this for 100% right off of open just because I don't like to hold ERs. So most of the time, if I hit a nice play overnight, I really won't trade that much just because waking up to a good amount is good, right? It's good to start the day. Obviously, you want to enjoy those profits, and you don't want to get caught in chop, or you don't want to give the market back what you made, right? Especially that early in the morning. And I had a good amount in that, right? So that was my first play of the day that I swung from yesterday. As far as the little day trade that I had today, I'm going to basically show y'all my POV as to why I took the trade, why I held the trade, and stuff like that, right? So off the bat, I just want to show y'all that Apple pre-market was down almost $3, right? So I was kind of most of the time or every day I go ahead and eye the market. I'll watch Apple. Like I said, I'll play these same tickers every single day. I always watch Apple pre-market just to kind of see and have a feel of which direction we're gonna have for that day or trend. So I was watching Apple, and I saw that Apple not gap down, but we were down, like I said, $2 to $3, right? So I noticed that right off the bat when market opened, we just started pumping, right? So I was kind of eyeing it for a little bit, and I also saw that Tesla was ripping. I saw it almost down here at the 655 level. So every single day I play SPY or SPX. I should have played Apple today. I was just eyeing SPY just to see what was gonna happen because I know that we had news coming out. So like I said, today I went ahead and I had day traded these SPY 406 calls expiring tomorrow. I'm gonna show y'all my entry and why I got in. So as far as to why I got in, it was pretty simple. I saw that Apple was ripping, saw that Tesla was ripping, and I saw that Microsoft started ripping, right? A lot of these, we weren't really moving pre-market. I don't know, this rip came out of nowhere. And so like I said, I'm going to show y'all on SPY where I entered, right? So like I said, my bad, I didn't mean to say that twice. I saw Apple was ripping, right? So I was watching SPY. SPY was doing the same thing. SPY was ripping. A lot of stocks were ripping off open, and I noticed that SPY was ripping as well. So kind of figured that we're going to have a nice pump after seeing a lot of other stocks rip. So right off the bat with SPY, I saw that we were just breaking through on my levels. I had a level right here, I had a level right here, and I had a major level right here. This is why this is green, right? It's not green for no reason. If I was to go to the 1 hour, you can see, right? I'm going to go ahead and clear this. That way y'all can see this and why I had that as a different color from the other ones, right? So this level around this 403 level was a major level, right? You can see that we went for it right here, rejected. We kind of broke over a little bit, failed to retest the hold above, and came right back down, right? You can see we rejected here, and we finally broke above, came right back down, right? So that was a major level, and that was the level that I was eyeing to the upside, right? So you can see I'm on the 5 minute. The EMAs were riding all the way up the entire time, right? That's why I try to put you on these EMAs, and that way y'all can kind of use them as magnets. That's how I use them. You can see the entire time we were just riding the EMAs to the upside, right? So they really do work. They work for me as far as my trading style, and they really haven't let me down. So as soon as I saw that we were going for this green level, this green line that I had right here, you can see that we kind of went for it, pulled back a little bit on the EMAs. As soon as we tapped the EMAs, we kept riding to the upside. So I watched for this break of this level right here. You can see we got it, and I always wait for the retest just to be on the safe side, right? I don't really hop in before. I usually wait for the retest and then hop in. You can see that we broke to the upside. We broke this level that I had right here, this major level that I had. You can see on the 1 hour that we were rejecting a few times, right? So you can see that we broke this level. I entered on this retest. This is what I preach. This is how I trade, and this is what I do, right? So I saw that we broke this level to the upside. We got the retest. I hopped in on this retest just because I know I saw obviously a lot of stocks ripping, and we had bullish momentum. We had a lot of volume to the upside. So I hopped in on right here. This is where I entered the 406 calls. I believe they're at like 188, 190, and I'm not sure what we tapped, but I believe it ran almost 50 to 60%. So this was my entry right here, just because, like I said, this level was a major level, and I saw that we broke it, got the retest, and we kept going, right? So, like I said, this is where I hopped in at. As soon as I got in, we ended up riding the EMAs all the way to my next resistance level, right? Like I said, levels don't lie, and if you can just play your levels, then it makes trading a lot easier, right? So I went ahead and rode my EMAs all the way to this level that I had. If I was to go to the 15-minute chart, you can see that I already had this level before. You can see that we went for it on May 17th, and we got a nice rejection all the way back down to that major level that I was talking about, right? That ended up breaking today. So I already had that level before. I ended up selling a little bit before, just in case we didn't get that break, just because I know that's where we rejected at, and we had nice momentum, and we already had made a good move, right? So I didn't want to be greedy. I sold some before we hit that level, and I ended up holding some, right? So I sold some around this 406.30, believe it was like this 406.40 area, actually. And I saw my EMAs were starting to cross. I thought maybe at the time they could have crossed going to the downside. So like I said, I went ahead and sold some before we hit that level. I didn't sell my full position because sometimes we'll end up rejecting, coming down. We could have even dropped all the way back down to this support level. And me personally, I might have added more if I saw that we were holding. But I ended up holding. I held some right here, right? So we ended up kind of going for it. We didn't go for it fully, and we came right back down. So I was still holding at the time. I actually added more right here just because if you were to look at Apple respected this trend line that we broke to the upside. You can see we broke it today. This little trend that I had right here, right? You can see this nice trend on Apple. We broke to the upside. You can see that we broke it, got that retest, and kept going. So we actually bounced right here, and I saw, like I said, I use Apple as an indicator as far as me playing SPY and why I play SPY. So we bounced off this trend line, and this is where I added more on SPY. I added more on SPY just because we got that nice bounce on Apple, and we had nice momentum, and it was holding stuff like that, right? So I actually added more right here, and we got that nice move right back to test that 407 level. We got a nice rejection, as you can see. Like I said, I sold more again right before we hit that 407 level, just in case we double topped, which we did today. It's always good to take profits. You don't want to be greedy, because if I added more right here from initially being in right here, that could have been really bad, right? Especially if we ended up coming down and breaking that level to the downside, probably would have been down. So it's always good to take profits before we target that next level, just to be on the safe side in case we don't get that break, which today obviously you can see we didn't get that break. So I ended up selling some more right before we hit, and then as soon as we rejected that level, because like I said, levels don't lie. It's my trading style, and it's never let me down. I actually sold my full position once I saw these EMAs get tested and breaking, right? So it was a pretty nice trade. It was about 50-60%. It wasn't really a bad trade. It was a nice little play that I had today. Like I said, I didn't want to give my profits back from snow, especially waking up that early and just making that amount of money right off open, right? So nice little day. A lot of stuff was green. A lot of stocks were just ripping to the upside. You can see Tesla was pumping. Facebook actually broke this trend that I had, just like Apple. We tested it, and it just kept going, right? It rode the EMAs all the way to the upside. Microsoft ended up riding these EMAs all the way to the upside. Like I said, a lot of stocks were just ripping to the upside. So pretty good day. Wasn't really too bad. You could have pretty much played calls on anything today just because everything was going up. And yeah, so hopefully y'all enjoyed this little recap. I'm going to be doing these a lot more. Hopefully you learn and pretty much see my thought process as to why I took the trade, and hopefully maybe, like I said, you learn and it helps you while you're trading, stuff like that. So if you enjoy these, just make sure to hit that like button. If y'all have any questions, just drop a comment and DM me, especially if you're in the Discord. Don't be shy. Feel free to ask me any question. If you need help, just let me know. And yeah, it's been your boy, Keep It 1K, and I'm out.